is what might happen if you do tell. I'll take you through the map of what happens. The first thing that happens is your family don't believe you. So who do you turn to then? The second thing that happens is, as a child, you don't know which authorities to go to, and then you manage to get, for example, a teacher who decides that she or he is going to help out, and they're going to help you make the disclosure, because now there's mandatory reporting clauses. So you've now had to tell the teacher. Sometimes you didn't want to because there's been medical evidence, or people have seen bruises or marks or STIs or whatever, and then you have to go to the police. At the police, you have to make a statement. You have to tell it again. You have to say date, time, how many times it happened, what exactly happened. If I asked you to talk about your sex lives here today, you're not going to just open up and tell me about the last time you had sex with whom, on what date, what they looked like, where you were, which is what a statement consists of. The next thing that happens is you then often have to have an assessment, often a medical one, sometimes a psychological or social work one, so you have to retell it again another twice. The next thing that happens after that is, if you're lucky, you arrive in court. Now you've got to be asked again, and then you've got to be told by the defense who badger you that you're lying to prove that it wasn't done. So all the time being doubted. Then if we're lucky enough to get then you finish it, now like in the Parktown Boys case, now you have to have a victim impact statement. And the victim impact statement, you have to be really broken in order for them to write in a report that this is serious. Not like you're a resilient person who stood up against it regardless of the abuse. You have to be broken so you can get a bigger sentence, because the fact that you've been terribly traumatized by it makes his act worse. Not the act in itself, and the fact that he did it makes it worse and deserving of retribution in its own right. From there, what happens is that you then go, and there's potentially a conviction. If you're lucky, there's a conviction. Now we've got to have evidence in mitigation and aggravation of sentencing. Now again, you are re-interviewed. Re-interviewed now by probation officers, as in the Parktown Boys High case, who often really don't know what they're asking and what they're doing. Again, to show that a professional has to corroborate what you said about how terrible you are doing because of the trauma, but it has to be corroborated by some kind of professional who says your feelings are valid and were validated. Okay, so it's another interview. Then we manage to get somebody into jail, and now we get these papers that come via SMS and email out of the blue, which is again asking, oh, by the way, how are you doing? Just, there's a couple of lines here, how are you emotionally, financially, whatever, and there's 3 lines to fill in your whole life about how this has affected you. Not saying, if you have done well, it's good because we helped you to heal by putting him in jail because of a sense of justice. You have to still be not okay to keep him in jail. So as long as you remain his victim, and remember, abuse is about power, as long as you remain a victim, he remains deserving of punishment. These crimes should be deserving of punishment in and of themselves. And victims should be lauded for getting on with their lives, not constantly punished and made to prove that they're not okay in order to access justice. Thank you.